Division 6 goes for their 22nd consecutive win against a gritty and streaky squad who has proven to be a force to be reckoned with on any given night. It's top-seeded Colonel Crawford and number 6 Western Reserve for the right to play for the district crown. Live and free tournament basketball about to be streaming right into the palm of your hands anywhere the internet can be found, and it's all on the way. Next.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're watching high school tournament basketball 100% live and free. Thanks to all of our generous sponsors. Please support those who support your local athletes. At Grand Ford of Mansfield, all 2024 models must go. Nearly 60 vehicles available with financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off popular models like F-150, Bronco Sport, Ranger, Super Duty, and more. View our selection at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or shop online at GrandFord.com. The Burkhart Farm Center pregame show welcomes you here inside of the fabulous O-Arena, where number 1 Colonel Crawford squares off against number 6 Western Reserve in the third playing of the Sheldon Bowl. I'm Brian Skowronski alongside the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, and the game itself I think is going to be super fun. I don't think we can ignore the family feud here tonight. Two of the very best that we have in North Central Ohio, David and then younger brother Chris, two 300-game winners, and going head-to-head here. It's only the third time it's happened, but it's always fun when it does.
Well, it might be fun for the public, but,
yeah,
but I know
not for them.
I know it's not very fun for David and Chris. They don't necessarily enjoy that. And then, you know, tonight's game's interesting. I think the last time they met, you know, both of those teams were ranked extremely high.
Yeah.
David was able to pull off a win in the district final. I think it was at Norwalk. But tonight, a little bit different story is that, you know, Crawford's a heavy favorite. And it'll be interesting to see kind of what strings Chris tries to pull against the Eagles to try to keep it close and give them a chance to win at the end of the basketball game.
Let's take a look at the coaching careers, though, of these two legendary coaches. And as mentioned, 300-game winners, 23 seasons, and then 19 now for David, all at the same place, a la their father as well. So very cool to see each of them eclipse those big-time totals, and the losses, too. Not a whole lot to go along with all those wins.
No, they both have been very, very successful in their coaching careers. And, of course, their father, Rob, one of the best coach in the state of Ohio, and truly a great friend that I learned a lot from. And then, it's kind of interesting with David and Chris's career, very similar to Rob's. Rob was at North Central when I played in high school for about 4 years, and then came to Winford, and then, of course, was at Winford a long time and became an administrator. And both Chris and David had kind of followed that same path. And the big thing is they know how to coach, and they've shown that for over close to 20 years and over 20 years.
But two very different personalities, and that's something that Chris just talked to me about a couple of minutes ago. I caught up with him to find out what makes him unique from his older brother. All right, I'm here with Chris, the elder, and I would say more refined of the two coaching brothers here tonight. And before we jump into basketball talk, a lot of contrasting comparisons about you and David, of course, and just how you guys are as people. So I want to get your perspective, Chris, on what makes you two individuals really set apart from one another.
Well, I think obviously birth order. Dave's the oldest. I think the older sibling always tends to, especially in big families, be a lot more selfless, a little more humble, a little more the dad overseeing all of his siblings, that motherly type figure, and that's sort of who Dave is. He wants everybody to be taken care of before he takes care of himself. And where me, I'm a little more vocal, a little more outgoing, and so I think that comes with being younger, always fighting for attention as against the older sibling, and so I think that's the biggest difference. Other than that, he's a stress eater, and I am a stay busy person. So he's probably added another 5 pounds he couldn't this week, where I found opportunities to color with my daughter last night and do some of those things to keep my mind occupied.
Well, you got to take the victories, the small ones, any way you can, and especially if it's not into a bottom of a tub of peanut butter. So way to go, Chris. All right, let's talk about some hoops and your Rough Riders this year. It's been a bit up and down, kind of a topsy-turvy type of season. What do you like about the makeup of this team, though, as you're getting into tournament time? I mean, you're here, you're in the playoffs, and now you're in the districts.
Yeah, when you start 2-8, you worry about how much more effort you're going to get. Our guys going to start thinking about reporting for pitchers and catchers early. But this group, as much as we continue to challenge them to get better, they stuck with it and stayed the course, winning 8 of our last 12, to put us in a spot to get to the district tournament, where at the end of December, that probably wasn't on everybody's minds at that point. And so just that desire to continue to grow, to compete, to willingness to learn, is something I'm really proud of this group about.
Playing the #1 seed, nice long winning streak for the Eagles here tonight. What do you think your message is going to be to your squad? Is it that the pressure's all on them, or how do you get them locked in for this thing?
Yeah, without a doubt, the pressure's on them. But this time of year is what makes tournament basketball so special is you see it night in and night out, where the extraordinary is accomplished by a lot of ordinary people, and we don't have to be exceptional tonight. We just got to be ourselves. Take onus in our game plan and try to execute that, and more than anything, just enjoy the moment. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If not, we play 9 underclassmen, and we get an opportunity to really learn and grow from this and put it to good use for the next 6 months.
All right, best of luck to you tonight.
Thanks, guys.
So Chris has anticipated the more loose of the two coaches here tonight, but coming in, he feels like nothing to lose. Of course, Colonel Crawford, the team with the gaudy win streak and the #1 seed, they are the hunted, and they are the ones that have all the pressure. So Western Reserve, let's take a look at their team spotlight. Lots of up and downs to get to those 10 wins so far, but I feel like they can certainly keep up with the Eagles if they hit some early shots, Coach. That's what they were able to do on the road at Crestview. Kind of shell-shock the Cougars a little bit. If they can find some early success, might have a shot here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I think you're going to see Western Reserve is going to try to limit the number of possessions in the game, and then hopefully they want to be really efficient with what they do. They don't want to, and not that Colonel Crawford's a team that gets up and down the floor a lot, but I think you'll see Western Reserve maybe take the air out of the ball a little bit. You're not listening that they're going to completely hold it, but I think they're going to be really patient to try to get the shot that they want to get offensively.
Been averaging 75 points per game so far in their 2 tournament showcases. And one of the big reasons why our player spotlight, Mr. Chase Hip, the man with a caterpillar growing on his lip and a sniper when he is dialed in. He was your Joe Show Award winner for the best use of facial hair. He's also got the shooting stroke to match.
Yep, I mean, Western starts five juniors. They're not a great three-point shooting team, but they're a team that shot the ball, I think, a lot better in the second half of the season than they did in the first half of the year. I mean, they started out the season, I believe, 0-4, but had two big tournament wins here, and I think they're gonna feel very comfortable coming into this game because they've played those 2 games, and as you said, they have nothing to lose tonight.
Colonel Crawford, the team that has not lost since opening night of the season, is the opponent for Chase and the Rough Riders here tonight. They won the N10 title for the 2nd consecutive year in a gutsy win at Mohawk to go ahead and clinch it. And they've had a couple games where they needed big players to step up in the crunch moments, and that's exactly what Coach David Sheldon's been able to do, and just keeping the standard going like they have in North Robinson for many years.
Well, one, they're pretty efficient offensively because they got 2 solid post players inside, and when those guys are able, if you don't double or something, Payne and John DeGray both can score inside. They both shoot 70% from the field.
Crazy.
And then if you double, they got several guys that are really capable of shooting a 3, and then really a key to the success of any team is a point guard, and they got a really good one and Braden Holt, he's had an outstanding year, and I think as we saw in the second game against Mohawk, he just took control in the 4th quarter and really won that game.
David Sheldon, the elder of the 2 coaches here tonight, gave me a couple of minutes to break down his Eagle season and what it's going to take to get a victory over younger brother Chris. All right, this is a special treat for all of you out there. I've got Grammy award-winning artist here, David Sheldon, who actually been doing a whole lot more winning than just the fictitious Joe Show Awards. 21 straight victories for this team, not an easy task. How has this bunch been able to achieve it?
I just think we've had great growth over the course of the last 3 months. Our growth, the way we play together, we got multiple options, and we got to take what defense gives us, and the togetherness of the group is very special.
4th Northern 10 championship over the last 6 seasons for you, so the good times have continued to roll. How exciting has it been for you in this Eagles program to have another impressive year?
It's the expectation of Colonel Crawford. We have that. The guys have seen teams before them and what it takes, and a lot of this is done during the off-season time.
Family affair here tonight. Just talked to Chris, and he was saying that you might have been doing a little bit of stress eating this week ever since you saw that he landed on your schedule. Why is it Chris, though, that actually should be the one that's kind of reaching for a late-night bowl of ice cream here when the night's all said and done?
Well, first of all, they're playing really well. 8 of their last 12 they've won. They're tough kids, and they're going to be prepared as good as anybody we play. So he's got a great basketball team. You look at the success he's had. That court at Western Reserve should be named after him. His 23 years of loyalty to one program, and we're going to have our hands full tonight.
All right, good luck tonight, David. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
You just see how locked in David Sheldon is, and he's the type of cat that he's always thinking about the game when he's got one coming up, Joe. You know this better than almost anybody. Yeah. I mean, that guy, he lives it, he breathes it. This is his life, Colonel Crawford basketball.
Yeah, I mean, David, I mean, not that Chris is not intense, but David does worry a lot more.
Yes, he does.
You call him during the week, and they could be playing somebody that's 0-20, and he's still going to be concerned. But, the other thing I think you need to say about David and Chris, though, they both have great staffs.
Sure.
They have their assistants are very solid. I mean, we talked to Crawford's assistants, Brett Capel and Nate Hill early in the year as part of my show, and but when you talk about coaches that have been able to win that number of games, a big reason is they have a consistency in their staff, and I think that's been present with both of these coaches.
You got to have great players as well, as any solid coach will tell you, and Payne DeGray certainly fits that mold. His size and ability, it's going to create matchup nightmares tonight for Western Reserve. I mean, he's nearly averaging a double-double and hasn't really been totally shut down at all. You already mentioned the field goal percentage. That's just absurd. And
the other thing you got to mention about him is he shoots almost 70% from the free throw line, whereas a year ago, I believe he was under 50%. So tells you a lot about the character of that kid, that the amount of time and effort that he put in to make sure, because understanding in his position, if you're a post player, You know, that's probably 6 to 7 more points a game that you can get by going to the free throw line. He's done an outstanding job of that this year.
Yeah, Payne DeGray, one of the more improved players that we have in all of North Central Ohio, and 64 free throw makes on the season, Coach, like you said, out of 92 attempts. So not leaving those extra scraps on the table. He's finishing his meals when he's getting his opportunities. And we've almost got ours here tonight for tournament basketball, the first of 2 games that will be going down here inside of the arena and freshly renamed OH Report Court, Joe, even though I see that they've removed some of the damage that I put out here. But 2 great games here on tap. The second will be Seneca East versus Crestview. The first, Sheldon Bowl, Part 3. Great look at the front row gang who arrives and sits courtside for every single Colonel Crawford game. And the nerve of these guys over here, they asked me, aren't you a little bit too close to the action? The guys that are called the front row gang, Joe, come on.
Well, we actually probably took their seats. That's probably why they don't like us.
That might be what it is.
Because they usually, I think years ago when we played Crawford, they would try to sit right here, which is our home side, right in the front row. So
perhaps no better pack of fans in all of North Central Ohio. So what decides tonight's game? Let's jump into our keys to victory presented by Burkhart Farm Center. We will begin with the Western Reserve Rough Riders, and you just have to be able to match the physicality if you can, Joe. It's going to be tough. They got some big boys over there, some dangerous dudes on the inside, but you've got to come out here with some aggression on your mind.
Yeah, they're going to have to, one, try to keep the DeGray boys out of the paint offensively, and then they got to rebound the basketball. My key is I think they want a low possession basketball game. I think they're gonna try it, as I said, mentioned earlier, maybe take the air out of the ball a little bit on a few possessions just to see if they can get some matchups. And I think they're probably going to try to get John and Payne DeGray out on the perimeter to defend, especially Payne DeGray, to get him away from the basket.
And for the #1 seeded Colonel Crawford Eagles, seeking a 22nd consecutive victory to get it, I just feel like you've got to force some one-and-dones here. Defensive rebounding has been a key for them on several nights. If you can not allow second chance points to the Rough Riders tonight, probably going to be very advantageous for the Eagles moving on into the district championship.
Well, and my key would just be efficient on offense. I mean, they've got great balance, as we already mentioned. Great point guard and Brady Holt. 2 solid post players, and then they got several guys that can just flat out knock down threes when they have to. So, if you try to take away the inside game, they got guys that can make threes. If you try to take away the three-point game, they're going to throw it inside. So they've been very efficient. But I think the other thing that you don't give Crawford a lot of credit defensively, man, they've been really, really good. They give up less than 40 points a basketball game, and sometimes they've just been dominant at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they've been outscoring the competition by an average of 22 points per game this season. In the Northern 10, a pretty good collection of talent. There was a couple of bottom feeders. However, when you look at the likes of the Seneca East that we're going to see later tonight, certainly Mohawk and some of the other top competitors in the league, those were some tough outs.
You got Mohawk, Upper Sandusky, Seneca East. I mean, Seneca East is, I think they were 15-7. So 6 of those losses 2 to Crawford, 2 to Mohawk, 2 to Upper Sandusky. 3 really good basketball teams. So the top of that league, as you mentioned, very, very good this year.
And for Western Reserve, finished 3rd place, I believe, in the Firelands Conference, behind Crestview in 2nd place, and then the champion, Norwalk St. Paul, who had a really surprise finish and are still riding a gaudy winning streak here into the tournament. We'll see them in action live and free tomorrow in the Division 7 District Semifinals.
Yeah. I mean, the Firelands Conference has been a solid conference. Crestview kind of had been the dominant team over the last couple of years. Anticipated to be the dominant team this year, but give Norwalk St. Paul a lot of credit. But also, you have to understand, I think Crestview battled through some real serious sickness there the last 2 weeks when they lost, I think, their last 3 games of the regular season.
They were able to hand Colonel Crawford their only loss of the year. That was on opening night. The Eagles since then have been flawless. They have been flying high, soaring, if you will. All the depth, the great guard play, and the big boys on the inside. They've got the full collection of talent, and this is a team that you could certainly perceive going way beyond districts and making a charge here in the newly made Division 6.
Yep. Yeah, they got it. I mean, they surely have a chance, but as we said many times, district semifinal and final games are some of the toughest games you play because those are teams that know you better than anybody else. And there's not going to be a team that knows Colonel Crawford much better than Western Reserve. They play each other in the summer, they scrimmage each other, and now they're matched up here in a district semifinal.
Starting lineups being announced now for the Eagles. Going with Logan Goddard, John DeGray, Braden Holt, Caden Bruner, and Payne DeGray. On the flip side tonight for the Rough Riders, Hayden Keith, Caleb Pausch, Tyler Wood, Chase Hipp, and Brexton Freilich. Your 10 starters here tonight.
And we got a veteran officiating crew, Troy and Ty Newsom and Kevin Catafias. And I told Troy and Ty, I said, just tell Kevin if there's a half-court hook shot that's made tonight at the buzzer, we got video review. He was on that game of the famous half-court hook shot.
Wow.
So Kevin, all 3 of these guys have been at the state tournament a lot, so really good officiating crew for this district semifinal basketball game.
And here it is. Opening tip, and it's back tap into the hands of Hipp. Eagles fans believe that they will win here tonight and letting everybody in the building know it. As in Western Reserve, taking their time here with this opening possession. Stutter step into the rack. Goes our player spotlight hit.
Well, and one of the things we talk about a lot of times is just ball reversal. And eventually, I mean, if the more times you're able to reverse the ball, you're going to maybe have a breakdown. So you see right now defensively, they run right at Braden Holt, trying to get the ball out of his hands, and now they're going to face guard him. And Chris wants a travel on John DeGray ends his side. They don't get it. But again, they're really matched up on Holt here.
Oh, nice little rocker move. Sets up the jumper, and that one's wet.
Well, they doubled him right away to get it out of his hands, and then he's just able to make a move. So it looks like right now on the other end of the floor is that they're going to face guard. They got Logan Goddard face guarding Chase Hipp.
Catch and release straight away, and 2 for 2 on the shot attempts. This time it's Hayden Keith.
Well, great start for the Western Reserve Rough Riders. And again, you can see they're bringing 2 guys right at Holt here, trying to get the ball out of his hands early.
Sets up John DeGray. Brother trying to clean up the mess, and he's heading to the free throw line where we touched on he is much improved here in his junior campaign. Replays tonight brought to you by our friends at Old 30 Barbecue.
And a quick sub coming in here tonight, Parker Whiteman. Southport coming into the game, played really well in the second half of the year here. And DeGray, we kind of jinxed him, we missed them both.
So it leads to Wood on a bit of a breakout, has to pick up his dribble now. Looking for hip, poked out, saved, and the Eagles come up with the theft.
Logan Goddard with a great deflection there and steal. Weissman with the three, not able to knock it down.
Keith with a strong block out, hip sends ahead in transition. Bodies flying in, and we're heading the other direction.
You see, they're going to try to just keep the ball out of Braden Holt's hands because he's just that guy that makes them go.
Braden facing up, now bring it middle, calling out a play. Another excellent save. We've seen both teams so far take one out of the hands of defeated. How about hip over the shoulder finds Freilich.
Well, right now, we talked maybe about limited possessions, but Western Reserve really looking to push the basketball here.
Foul's going to come on Freilich, and another look at hip. I'm not even sure that he knew that the ball was right there. Back tapped and exactly where it needed to be.
But the thing is, they've beaten Crawford down the floor a couple times, and Crawford's defensive transition has not been real good here in the first 2.5 minutes of this basketball game. And you can see as soon as Crawford makes a call, Western Reserve staff's up telling the team exactly what it is. So there's not going to be a lot of surprises here tonight.
From the corner, a little bit too strong again here from Weissman. But DeGray inside. Oh, great up fake, but he lost it on the way up.
I mean, you can see right now they're gonna make some guys prove, and right now they're making Parker Weissman try to prove that he can make shots in a crucial basketball game here. He's 0 for 2 from 3 right now.
Referees determined that Western Reserve got a piece of it. So it's Eagles basketball. Here's Holt. Off the staggered screen, they send a double.
Weissman's going to get another open look. Good shot fake.
And he's got an and one coming his way. Solid stuff here.
Well, you got to like the savvy of the sophomore. Just from the standpoint, he missed 2 threes. He kind of had an open 3, made a nice shot fake, and was able to get in the lane with 2 feet, use the glass, and finish. And now is able to go to the line to see if he can convert the 3-point play.
In and out, so the Eagles 0 for 3 from the charity stripe here in the early goings.
Saw a lot of missed free throws last night in our second round game in the first half.
Sounds like they need a Coach Balogh clinic. All free throws all the time. Great backdoor and find Tyler Cooper. An excellent kiss off the glass.
I mean, Chris Sheldon's got to be really happy with how his team started offensively here.
Yeah, they've got the lead, stretching it out to 5. And they are flying all around the basketball. That's off the leg of Payne DeGray. So a midway point here of quarter number 1 so far. It's the Rough Riders coming out with that extra boost in energy, just as I anticipated they would. Kind of that David versus Goliath type of situation here.
Yep.
And so far, they're up for the challenge. Another strong take off the bump. Nearly put it home, but Tyler Cooper got a couple of free throws on the way.
Well, we said one of the things they're going to try to do is get Payne DeGray, that he's got to get out on the perimeter and defend. And as soon as that happened, Tyler Cooper is really trying to attack him going to the basket. So Cooper to the free throw line and misses the first.
Hasn't been there a ton this season. That's just his 15th attempt overall. Able to split the pair, so the race to 10 belongs to the Rough Riders. Full court pressure in the foul here against Hayden Tobias.
And it's going to be the 14th foul on the Rough Riders. So the next one, they're going to be able to shoot 2.
Crawford, an excellent free throw shooting team from top to bottom as well, 70% as a unit.
Yeah. Led by this guy right here, Braden Holt. I think he shoots like 83%. Great backdoor cut, great block.
Tyler Cooper looking for that postage stamp, didn't see it. Turned this package away right at the front door.
Looks like they're kind of a box and one right now on Braden Holt.
Now Hip with the deflection, and he's throwing it off into Gray. It's Rough Rider basketball.
Well, the third turnover in the first quarter here for Colonel Crawford, and really unusual because they only average just over 7 turnovers for the game. So 3 here already in the first quarter. And it looks like they're going to get a layup here, but Gray. It's going to be 2 on Payne to Gray.
I saw Payne on the face of David Sheldon after this call came in. Payne certainly felt like he got all leather, a little chunk of the head as well. So Paus at the line here. Chance to push this lead out to as many as 8.
Paus, a 56% shooter on the year from the free throw line, but knocks down the first.
Holt getting ridden all the way down the floor there.
Yep. And you can see now that it's more of a diamond in one right now. And Holt's going to get the foul.
That's going to land him on the free throw line. 15 foul here against Western Reserve.
Both coaches not really pleased with a couple of foul calls here. So Braden Holt with a chance to get his first points of the night. Excuse me, is going to the line to get his first points for the free throw line tonight. That's his 3rd point.
And Chris Sheldon, as in his feelings as I've seen him.
Wow. Both of these guys know how to work officials, and this is a veteran crew that's been around a lot of great coaches. And they'll take it a little bit, but then they'll let coaches know when it's become too much. So Cade Bruner is checked in for Payne to Gray.
Size advantage there, mismatch, and Cooper right over the top.
So Cooper's come into the game and has 5 points here in the first quarter. Crawford's really gotten hurt on the backdoor cuts off of penetration here.
Holt with the kick out to the corner. Western Reserve flying around, very active right now defensively, but certainly number 20, he's been the apple of their eye. Tough pass down low, John DeGray, straight to Rack City.
Good post feed there. He's able to seal him on the high side, and a great pass to get him an easy look at the basket.
Lead trim back down to 5, hop step. Soft touch right there for Wood.
I mean, six different players have scored for Western Reserve here in the first quarter.
They've got 5 that average at least 5 points per game.
And you can see Holt getting doubled every time there's a ball screen for him.
DeGray in some trouble. Now the kick out, open shooter, and it's a little off target. Bruner tripped up. Looks like he's shaking up a bit too as Hayes with some pace, and Chase Hip a little slow to get up. Nice job of going end to end there off the rebounds before the Lucas Foy foul that lands hip on the line.
Well, you can see right now Western has hurt Crawford with being able to get the ball in offensive transition and really attack the basket.
Missed them both.
So Crawford with one of the smaller lineups that they probably had all year here in the basketball game.
Just flying bodies at Holt, and he's still able to parry it and one. Send your waves at me, I'll leave them all in my wake.
Wow, that was an outstanding move. He got bumped several times. You know, you look at him, you're going, hey, he's not really that strong of a player, but we've seen him against Mohawk. He is a very strong player when he gets to the paint because he plays off 2 feet so well.
He's able to cash in the free throw, trims the deficit down to 4.
Well, would not be surprised if Western Reserve looks for the last shot of the quarter here if they can, under a minute.
Rowe getting harassed all the way down the floor by Ford. Now Tobias allowing a little bit of time to leak off the clock. Eagles all up in their grill right here. They don't want them to take that last shot if they can avoid it.
They're for surely now they're gonna look for the last shot of the quarter.
Wood handling. The timer gets to 5.
I mean, great pressure there by Parker Weifman. And you can see, you know, the thing that Crawford does so well, too, is guys understand their role. So they got a guy like Parker Weifman, Lucas Foy. They come in, and they know that offensively, job is to make open threes. Defensively, get up and guard people, and both of those guys did it on that possession. Well, they're going to try to get the ball out of Holt's hands here right away. But he's going to go right by people.
And he's got that underhand scoop shot for the final points of the quarter. Colonel Crawford, we're down by as many as 8. They turned the deficit down to 15-13 here as we head to quarter 2.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter? Ready for you.
Pretty sure he does. He's got three field goals, 3 free throws.
Braden Holt is who Coach Balogh is talking about as we rejoin the action here inside of the Joe Reno Western Reserve. Excellent first quarter for him, Joe. I thought if they were able to get off to a nice start, it would help them ease into the night, and so far, check the box.
Yep, check the box. I mean, we talked a lot about the first 3 minutes of the game being important, and Western Reserve really kind of dominated maybe the first 5 minutes, but Braden Holt kind of taken over there at the end of the quarter. So the interesting thing, though, now is all the fouls reset, so they can continue to be really aggressive in guarding him, and right away they're going to bring somebody at him to try to trap him. And this would be a big shot if it goes.
It's a little strong and then off of the restraint there, but a clean look for Lucas Foy. You can't ask for much better.
And that's the thing that, you know, Chris Sheldon's testing. He's testing Logan Goddard, Parker Weifman, Lucas Foy. Can you make threes under, you know, in a pressure type game? And then he's going to try to make sure that Braden Holt's not going to be the guy that's going to beat him tonight.
Pausch handling here at the top, looking to initiate the offense. Do so here with Tyler Wood. Tyler Cooper played really well in that first quarter offensively. Turn a little left-handed hook shot, Joe. How about a low post move here in modern day basketball?
Yep, they saw the mismatch of him with Lucas Floyd. Took a little bit advantage of the size mismatch.
Holt looking to go right at the defense. Now sets up the shooter and stroking the three is Reifman. This sophomore has been great.
As we said, you know, when you got a balanced team like Crawford, you got to give something up. And right now, Western Reserve giving up some open threes to make sure that they're not trying to prevent Braden Holt from having a game.
Wood with the right-handed hook shot this time, so he's got the full bag down there on the block.
Well, and you know, Western Reserve taking advantage of what they can. They like this post-up game that Wood has, and he scored back-to-back points here.
Another three from Foy.
Yep.
Hasn't been able to dial it in just yet. Here's Hip. Pouse now sees a little sliver, kicks it over to Cooper.
They're looking at that post-up matchup again.
Why not? Just abuse the defense the last couple times down the floor. This time it'll be Tyler Cooper, left hand, and well defended, but he is down in a heap right now. A chance for the Eagles in a 5-on-4.
Nope.
And an air ball here for Foy. He's missed all three of his long-range attempts. And it looks like we've got an ankle injury for Tyler Cooper at the other end. So the medical staff's out there and coming down on top of the foot of DeGray. And he's just rolling around, writhing in pain right now. Do want to take this chance, though, to say hello to everybody out there watching live and free tonight. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by our friends at First Federal Community Bank, where banking locally just got a bit easier. Burkhart Farm Center, farmers serving farmers. Old 30 Barbecue, stopping today low and slow smoked meat, including ribs, brisket, and pulled pork, and pair with their amazing home sides. And Graham Ford, where all 2024 Ford models must go, financing as low as 0% or up to 10 grand off on select models. Also, thank you to Spherion Mid-Ohio and Baker's Pizza. Pouse getting ridden down the floor. Nice spin move, created some space. Missed it inside, but an offensive rebounds. Another one hit up to the second story for the board. Be foul number one here on the Eagles. Just the first foul on Logan Goddard as well. Hip pulling up from the elbow, too much sauce, but again, third offensive rebound here for Western Reserve on this possession alone. DeGray defending down on the block, forces the kick out, and Cooper knocks it down. It's Rowe from long range. Then picks up the personal here on Braden Holt. Coach Sheldon with his patented towel look, always on his shoulder. Looks like he's headed to the beach on most nights, but like he's just straight out of the ocean.
As soon as Holt comes across the half-court line, they're bringing a guy at him to try to get the ball out of his hands.
Window and the soft touch for Goddard.
Goddard with a very unusual two. I think he's only taken like five twos all year. All the others have been threes.
Pouse with the hesitation. Back up top now for Tyler Wood. Trying to lob it in there for a hip. Tough catch, but he makes it.
I mean, they're really looking to try to post any mismatch that they can get, Western Reserve has, and they've had a lot of success with it here in the first half.
Payne DeGray over on the sideline where he has been for about 7 minutes. Got those 2 fouls.
Yeah, the post game of Crawford has not really hurt Western Reserve yet tonight, as John DeGray's not been real effective.
Spinning out of the double team. Holt's going to pull up. He rises.
Great box out.
There's DeGray just looking on. Helplessly trying to cheer on his Eagles, who trail by 6.
And again, they're looking at the post up inside. Tyler Wood on Lucas Foy.
House lost it. Regains now with Weithman on him.
I mean, again, great patience here by Western Reserve.
Got a really good look, almost an offensive rebound, but Johnny on the spot was Foy.
They're going to bring a second guy at Holt and see if they can get the ball out of his hands.
Braden Holt just so relaxed with the basketball.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of different defenses in his career already. Turnover.
Snatched by Freilich.
4th turnover of the night for the Colonel Crawford Eagles.
Just their first, though, here in the second quarter. They've done a better job of managing their possessions. And how about that? The SWAT team rolling through. John DeGray, the leader.
John DeGray with a big block there.
It's excellent anticipation there after the drive from Brexton Freilich. And now Holt down to the floor. Calls a timeout.
Only the 2nd turnover for Western Reserve.
More than keeping them in the game here as they lead it by 6. And the first timeout charge for Coach Sheldon, brought to you by Spherion Mid-Ohio. (9-5) here in the frame for Western Reserve.
Yep, a 6-point lead. I mean, Chris Sheldon's got to be really pleased with how his team has played. We talked about Crawford being efficient offensively, and right now in the first half, Western Reserve's been extremely efficient offensively. Have scored on a lot of possessions here, although there's not been a lot of possessions in the game, but they've really forced Colonel Crawford to have to work in the half court defensively.
Got Cooper Rowe right now, along with Tyler Wood, both on Holt. And they've stuck with basically this box, this triangle in one. And it's effective here. They'll get another turnover.
Fifth turnover of the night. We said Crawford comes in the game averaging only 7 a game. So they have 5 here in the first half.
Wood taking his time as he walks it in between the circles.
Yeah, and they're gonna look to post. They're putting whoever the mismatch they like and going 4 out, 1 in. And right now that mismatch they're looking at is Chase Hip inside against Logan Goddard. So they're just going to keep trying to move the ball till they can find a post-up opportunity to put the ball in his hands.
House now off the staggered screen. He'll kick it out. Rowe lets it fly. Big shot.
So Rowe's come off the bench with 2 huge threes here. 9-point lead for the Rough Riders with just about a minute to go here in the first half.
Straight away, Foy remains Cole from downtown.
And pretty much Crawford's been one and done with the shot. I mean, you can see Western Reserve doing a great job of boxing out here.
Chris Sheldon asking his team probably to try to hang on for a final shot if you can, unless you can get a look like this, but we're headed the other way. Wood dropped the shoulder, and Weichman really sold that.
Big call, because that could have been a bucket and an and one and taken this to 11 or 12-point game. Instead, Crawford with 35 seconds is going to have a chance here to get the last shot of the half. Great pass.
Unbelievable feed, and John DeGray knew just what to do with it. His second bucket, and the deficit melts down to 7, but the Riders with a chance to extend.
Yep.
Down to 5 seconds. Cooper sets it up, Pouse. A little short, and off that DeGray rebound, we have reached the halftime break. Rough Riders heading into the locker room with a 7-point lead. Not sure many people saw this coming. The Eagles soaring here into tonight. 21 consecutive wins. But right now, it's Western Reserve with the upper hand. We'll take a commercial timeout. When we come back, Joe and I will have your first half stats and analysis. We'll check in on some other games that we have going down live and free tonight, and maybe do a little preview for what we have coming up here in the second of our doubleheader. We'll be back live and free here at the Arena in just a couple minutes.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're watching high school tournament basketball 100% live and free. Thanks to all of our generous sponsors. Please support those who support your local athletes. At Grand Ford of Mansfield, all 2024 models must go. Nearly 60 vehicles available with financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off popular models like F-150, Bronco Sport, Ranger, Super Duty, and more. View our selection at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or shop online at GramFord.com. You're enjoying live and free coverage of the Sheldon Bowl. Round 3, Western Reserve and Colonel Crawford battling for a shot at moving on to the district championship. And it's all thanks to our friends at First Federal Community Bank. Banking locally just got a little bit easier. Burkhart Farm Center, farmers serving farmers. Old 30 Barbecue, stopping today for low and slow smoked meats, including ribs, brisket, and pulled pork, and pair with their amazing homemade sides. I can attest, I've had it one too many times. They do have fabulous sides there at Old 30 Barbecue. Baker's Pizza as well is the place to go after every local game, or you can watch your favorite team in action. Come in, check out their Pizza of the Month, and actually I'm looking it up right now. Breck Baker's here in the house. let me know that it is the mac and cheese pizza. Who doesn't? Two of the best comfort foods ever created, all smashed together as one. Tonight's game also brought to you by Graham Ford, where all 2024 Ford models, they gotta go. There's financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off on select models. Check out their full allotment on West 4th Street in Ontario. BS Media Productions. If you need a commercial made, call me. Hit me up. My phone number is all over the place on the OH Report. Happy to come out and explore different ways that we can promote your business. And, of course, we air them right here on all of these amazing games. Spherion Mid-Ohio. Proud to support your local athletes. They know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. And last but not least, our friends over at Avita Home Health and Hospice, where they are providing quality care for people and their families. One quick commercial timeout. Coach Balogh and I will be right back here inside the arena with your halftime report. Stay right there.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter? Ready for you.
It's halftime here inside of the arena at Balogh Court, where a bit of a surprising score so far through a couple of quarters. It's the number 6 seed with a 7-point edge right now over number 1 Colonel Crawford. And as the halftime stats are going to show you here, Joe, Western Reserve doing a great job taking care of the basketball and executing game plan on both ends of the floor.
Well, we said about limiting possessions, and it's been a low possession game. And Western Reserve's been really efficient at their end of the floor. I mean, Cooper Rowe comes in, hits 2 threes coming off the bench. Chris Sheldon's got to be extremely pleased. We've only turned it over twice. Crawford, on the other hand, has turned it over 5 times, which doesn't seem like a lot, but with a limited possession game, that becomes a key issue in this ball game. I think a key to the second half for Crawford is they got to have Logan Goddard, Parker Whiteman, Lucas Foy, or Caden Bruner. They got to step up and make a couple threes. They just seem to be a little bit hesitant as they missed a couple threes early, that they're really hesitant about just catching it and shooting it. And that's part of the game plan of Western Reserve. They tried to take away the inside game, which helped when Payne DeGray got his second foul. But John DeGray got limited touches in that whole sequence. And they've been able to get the ball out of Braden Holt's hands for the most part except maybe the last minute and a half of the first quarter.
Braden Holt's getting a lot of attention so far. They're throwing 2 and 3 bodies at him, and I think part of the hesitancy of the three-point shooting, Joe, these guys have been very wide open a few times, and sometimes it's an uncomfortable place to be as a shooter.
Well, it's just different because it's not a regular season game anymore, and this game, you know, you win it, you're going on. If you lose it, you're going home, and you've won 21 in a row. So the longer the game stays tight like this, the more pressure that goes to Colonel Crawford. So, you know, Chris is just probably telling his guys, hey, let's relax and play here. And Western gets the first possession of the basketball here in the second half. So going back to the kind of the same thing I've talked about a lot. First possession, get a score, a stop and a score. You take this game, you know, from a 7-point game to a double-digit game for Western Reserve. On the other hand, if you're Colonel Crawford, hey, got to get a stop. Let's get a score. We get it to 5 or 4. We get another stop, and now we get a chance to get it right back. So first 3 minutes of the game were important. Western Reserve was solid there. I think the first 3 minutes here will be important to see if Crawford can cut into this lead, the deficit, or if Western Reserve can extend it here in the first 3 minutes.
And Coach Sheldon electing to sit Payne DeGray for an entire quarter and a half with those 2 fouls. So we'll see if he needs any type of adjustment period coming back out on the floor. But they're a much different looking team when they have both the Gray brothers out there.
And the other thing we got to mention too is the injury to Tyler Cooper.
Sure.
I'm not sure if we see him back on the bench at all, but he came in and gave them 5 points. So you got Cooper and Rowe that came in and gave 11 of the 27 points for the Rough Riders.
Chase Hip getting his equipment ready before we start up quarter number 3. And here we go.
Yep.
Wood with Holt on him.
So a little stack set here.
Now Hip found a little bit of wiggle room. And here's Payne making instant impacts with the rebound.
So the Eagles able to get a stop. Let's see if they can get a score here. They change in the lineup. Caden Bruner is not in the starting lineup here in the second half. Parker Whiteman is.
There's Braden Holt finding his range.
Yep. So the Eagles able to get a stop and a score, and now the goal is to get another stop here on this next possession. And again, matchup here, Payne DeGray out front guarding number 23, Brexton Freilich. Hip almost stepped right here on the half-court line.
Off the fine, picking up the bounce here is Hayden Keith. Now stepping into a jumper and burying it. It goes Freilich.
Yep. A good offensive possession there by the Rough Riders. Back to 6.
They allowed Holt to just have a single man on him on the last possession, so they take it out of his hands here as Whiteman, baseline drive, finds Payne DeGray.
Yep, this is a shot Whiteman needs to knock down.
And there it is. Just the second made trifecta tonight for Colonel Crawford.
Well, actually it's a third.
Oh,
second one for Whiteman because Holt just hit that one also. So good sign there for the Eagles to start the second half, but right back came Caleb Pausch with the drive to the basket off the glass. Almost a turnover.
Now Payne with the fake, strong drive poked out of his hands.
Yep, out of bounds. Sixth turnover of the night for the Eagles. And again, matchup here, Payne DeGray, kind of in an unusual position, which Crawford knew they were going to try to spread them out, get him out on the floor. And matching up on Brexton Freilich here at the top, above the top of the key here. Freilich to the basket and finishes.
Yeah, what a strong drive that time for Freilich.
I mean, Western Reserve's done a great job tonight of identifying mismatches, whether it's on the perimeter right now or in the post in the first half.
Out of the double team, here comes John. Whiteman hit his last 3 triples already here in the third quarter for the Eagles.
Southmore's showing a lot of confidence here to start the second half. Back-to-back threes here. Big thing now is Crawford's got to try to get a stop. They got to try to string a couple stops together here. And again, a mismatch here out top. Hayden Keith being guarded by Payne DeGray. They're just trying to spread the floor and attack him. Backdoor cut, turned it over.
Yeah, it was a tough pass inside. Hip.
Only the third turnover of the night for the Western Reserve Rough Riders, though.
Yeah, they've really had command on offense here tonight. Weithman's hit his last two. Now the handoff up top to Goddard. Back outside, Holt looking to go to work.
Weithman again from the corner. Not good that time. John DeGray with an offensive rebound, though.
Sleeks his way down the baseline and fancy footwork sets it up on the opposite side. It's a one-score game.
But you know, right now, the thing that Western Reserve has been able to do, they've been able to answer. Let's see if they can answer on this possession.
They've basically led all night on our first Federal Community Bank scoreboard.
And you can see anybody that Payne DeGray is getting matched on, that's who they're attacking.
Nice speed in Hayden Keith, who averages about 11 per game, getting to the rack for his first two.
So they're going, it looks like they're going triangle and one on Braden Holt.
Get a reach in against Wood.
It's going to be the first foul of the second half here on Western Reserve. Ball's going to be sideline out of bounds. Well, we saw in the first half, Western Reserve was looking to post up Crawford's guards. Starting here in the second half, they're taking the matchup with Payne DeGray, and they're just trying to attack him off the dribble. And they've been successful with it right now.
Double team leaves Weithman open. Touch pass inside. DeGray surrounded.
Payne DeGray on the glass, though. Not able to knock it down.
So Hip, meanwhile, sends it ahead, wide open the other way. Tyler Wood. Timeout, Eagles. Or is it?
He's got a foul. So it's going to be the second foul of West Reserve here in the third quarter. But we've seen Western Reserve has hurt Crawford in transition several times tonight. And there was a big one there.
Eagles have been getting clean looks from beyond the arc basically all night.
Going to be the third foul here. And one of the keys you mentioned about trying to mask the physicality inside, you can see right there, Western Reserve trying to be really physical with their post players inside.
Chase Hip got fish hooked on the play, so just kind of took a dive, hoping that he would get the call instead. As Coach just mentioned, third foul here on the Rough Riders. Eagles have not committed one yet.
Weithman again from the corner.
Missed his last couple, but DeGray keeps it alive. Here's Payne inside. Tough move. Count it. One more on the way.
So that's Payne DeGray's first points of the night with 2:50 to go in the third quarter. And it's all because of his effort to get to the offensive glass. So a couple subs here. And the big sub coming in right now is Cooper Rowe, who has had two big threes in the first half.
He and Hayden Tobias into the mix. Pass over to the sideline along with Tyler Wood.
DeGray 0 for 3 from the line tonight, but an offensive rebound. And there's going to be a check here, and it's going to be the fifth foul.
Bonus action the rest of the way for the Eagles.
That could be big here in the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds of the quarter. Logan Goddard to the line. Goddard, I don't know if he shot a free throw yet this year. That might be his first free throw of the year, according to the stats I've got.
Could be right, Joe. Typically a sharp shooter for them. Does a lot of his work from downtown.
Again, a one-possession game. Big thing is they've been able to answer, and now again trying to take advantage of this match inside. Or out on the perimeter, excuse me.
Keith zips it over far side now. Fraley gets it back to him.
Again, great patience that Western Reserve has shown offensively tonight.
This is the offense. This is what Coach Sheldon's calling for over there. Wants to back it out.
Yep.
Whoever Payne's guarding.
They just put him at the top. They're going to let him try to penetrate, create a backdoor opportunity. Logan Goddard with a deflection and a steal.
It's a little bit behind hip, so the Eagles chance to tie things up.
Yep, they get a 3 here. Going inside to Payne to Gray. They're triple teamed him. Kick back out. Just in that, they're in that triangle and one defense. And Goddard's going to knock down. Whoop, I thought he was going to shoot it, but looked inside.
Maybe one too many passes on that possession for the Eagles.
I mean, Goddard has 43 threes on the year, shoots 40%. Surprised that he didn't shoot that basketball. But again, district tournament, a lot different than playing in the regular season. Goddard's going to come to this corner. Holt with a deep 3.
Oh, money too. And letting everybody know about it. Monster shot. He's the only player in double figures. 15 points. And we're all square at 37 each.
I mean, we talk about a lot of players, but you got to look like the poise that Braden Holt shows throughout the game. You know, he's getting bumped, double teamed, face guarded, and his emotions the same with everything he does. Big shot there. Tie ball game. Crawford has not led in this ball game, I don't believe. And one of the things we've talked about is the ability of Western Reserve to answer. Can they answer here on this possession? Because it kind of feels like a little bit, if Crawford's able to get a lead, the whole momentum of this game will change.
So Chris Sheldon trying to draw up some magic over there. His team has competed so well here over more than the second half of the season. 2-8 start out of the gates. Yep. Young team, at least at the varsity level, mostly juniors on the roster, and he feels like they've really grown up. You heard Coach David Sheldon speak to that as well, just that they're playing with a lot of confidence at this time of year right now, and they've gone toe-to-toe.
As we said, these guys have played against each other a lot.
Sure.
They scrimmage in the summer, they scrimmage before the season. They go to Eastern Ohio basketball camp, they play there. So there's a lot of familiarity between all of these players. They know each other really, really well.
Ticky-tack foul here. It'll be on John DeGray.
First foul of the quarter.
Be the second on John. A little bit different look, though, for the Eagles.
And interesting, you got the 2 post guys guarding here, and John DeGray with a big steal. But a jump ball, and it's going to be Crawford basketball.
Got all that length out there with the 2 big cats, those DeGray boys. I mean, they have got wings paying for days, true to the mascot on their uniform.
Holt's going to get doubled here on the sideline. And again, just his patience here. So Chase Hip matched up on him.
Nice kick out. Now Weithman looking inside. He'll zip it over here for Goddard.
They're not going to double. Oops, good kick out. Surprised that Payne DeGray just didn't go to the basket with that.
Weithman had to pick it up. Almost a 3-second violation.
We don't see very many 3 seconds anymore in any game. Payne DeGray inside.
First lead of the evening for the #1 seed.
Yep.
Final 30 here of quarter 3.
And a big possession here, because if Western can score here, they're going to get the basketball to start the 4th quarter. So I'm sure they're going to look for the last shot of the quarter.
Instead, it'll be a strong drive, and looks like the Bias will have some free throws on the way. Braden Holt, a pretty gifted shot blocker also this season.
So Tobias is a 60% free throw shooter, 15 to 25 for the year.
Chris Sheldon sends hip over to the sideline here for these last few seconds.
A big possession there that Western is able to score. Now if they can just get a stop, they're going to get the basketball to start the fourth. They're going to double here, Braden Holt.
Strong pass inside to Gray. We'll have a couple free throws coming up.
So John DeGray going to the free throw line for 2. And John is just a 46% free throw shooter, though.
Not even close with that first offering in our Avita Home Health and Hospice free throw zone.
Well, and the other thing is Western's going to have plenty of time here to get a shot, but they don't get the rebound.
Yeah, it'll be the Eagles looking for the final points. Holt has to hoist it, a little contact. And we are on to money time, folks. 3 quarters in the books. 3rd round of the Sheldon Bowl, and it's another classic.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its 2nd year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
One shot can change everything. Witness history right here on the OH Report.
We have reached money time here at Balogh Court inside of the amazing arena. A trip to the district championship up for grabs, and the 2 brothers, Chris and David Sheldon, going head to head. 37 points apiece. It's been one heck of a battle, Coach Balogh.
Yeah, it's been, Crawford able to erase the 7-point deficit. Ball game's tied here, so again, talking, possessions, a score, a stop, and a score here for Western would be huge. If Crawford can get the stop and a score and get the ball back, that's huge for them. So, again, trying to take advantage of the mismatch at the top with Payne to Gray.
Keith will move it back up top here with Wood.
Well, they look like they're trying to post Braden Holt up inside with Hayden Tobias.
Now he'll kick it out. Lets it fly. In and out.
Great box out by Logan Goddard.
Skip pass.
Arthur
Whiteman.
Whiteman. Nope. And not able to get the rebound. John DeGray.
2-on-2. Shovel pass out. They'll keep it moving now into the hands of Paus. Row up and under. Left it short.
Goddard with a nice save on the rebound. I mean, the one thing Crawford's not been able to do, they've not been able to beat Western Reserve down the floor in offensive transition. Western Reserve has not really given up a transition basket.
Slick diagonal cut to Gray. Puts it in for his 2nd hoop. Chase Hip getting set to check back in here for Western Reserve. Tipped up, and we'll get a foul.
Got a hold.
See if it's on to Gray or Holt. Looks like it'll be just a 2nd, though, on Braden Holt.
Oh, they threw it away. So Crawford's got a chance here, probably maybe their first opportunity to get a lead and have it a 2-possession game in their favor. So big possession here for the Eagles with 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. And again, they're gonna come at, they don't come at Braden real hard. They just show enough to get the ball out of his hands.
Holt had a little window and now takes a bump, and that'll be a foul on the Riders.
Yep, took a pretty good bump there. It's going to be the second foul on the Rough Riders.
And the foul's going to go on Chase Hipp. That'll be his third.
Box set here by the Eagles. Trying to get it back to Holt. Payne to Gray. Inside. What a move. Oh, just off the glass. And now he's going to foul. Going to be his third.
Certainly will. But a slick move to step in between the double team. Nice shot.
Just rolled around and then rolled out. So Western Reserve with a chance to tie it or take the lead here on this possession.
Every possession becomes so impactful here down the stretch.
Yep, and that's what tournament basketball is about. It's about just playing every possession.
Tobias in the whirly bird, and he gets fouled by Holt, his third.
He's going to go to the free throw line. Tobias was at the line earlier tonight, two of two so far, so.
Now at the line, shooting 2, Hayden Tobias.
Junior calmly buries the first. And a look at Coach Winslow and his wife Jen here in the house. I've seen a number of coaches here in the building tonight. Tyler Sanders sitting just a couple rows back from them.
This is it. Eagles with the 1-point lead. Some bumping contact there.
Now Tobias will absorb this foul.
It's going to be the 4-team foul. Excuse me, 3rd-team foul. Guess it's only the 2nd-team foul on the Rough Riders.
Tobias not allowing an inch of space.
They switch different guys on Braden tonight.
Off 1 foot, nearly a Dirk Nowitzki style shot. But the Riders hold him to a 1 and done, trailing by 1. Just over 5 minutes to go.
And they threw it away.
Tough catch there for Hayden Keith.
Well, the Rough Riders only had 2 turnovers in the first half. Script's been flipped a little bit. They have 5 here in the second. Crawford with only 1. But again, Crawford really looks to need a score here because the Rough Riders have stopped him, twice in a row. And as we said, possessions are really important. Look for the lob over the top. John DeGray's going to go to the basket. John with the big rebound.
So DeGray chasing down his own miss. Draws the fourth foul here tonight on Chase Hipp.
Well, and the Eagles have 6 offensive rebounds here in the second half. So they've been able, when they miss shots, they've been able to get a second chance opportunity, which has been used.
So they're going to sub out Chase Hipp, their leading scorer, and bring in Freilich.
Got him on the back door. Great defense, though.
Yeah, solid recovery to just wall up there from Tobias, and it leads to the missed shot.
So 3 possessions in a row. Crawford has had a chance to extend this lead. They just have not been able to.
Riders trying to steal it back. The lob, too much.
Payne to Gray, rebounding it in traffic.
Braden Holt putting his head down, spinning up and under. Kind of forced that shot. And it's going to be Rough Rider basketball.
One of the few times that Braden Holt maybe, not maybe poison up, but again, frustration a little bit, a lot of contact there. But the Rough Riders, I think that's 4 defensive possessions in a row. They've stopped Crawford, and they're still only trailing by 1. And they're looking at this post up inside with Wood. Wood and Whiteman inside.
Tobias, strong take.
They're letting him play. Just seems like the next score is going to be a big score for either team here.
Been laying stagnant here at 41-40 for a little while. I think what have we got? 3 total points here in the fourth quarter. Hasn't been a lot of scoring. Here's John DeGray again, taking it direct city, and there it is, the big bucket Joe was calling for.
Well, a 3-point lead now. And again, can Western Reserve answer here? They're going to look at this post up with Wood versus Whiteman inside. That's what they're looking at. Payne DeGray, great help side defense.
Excellent read by the big fella. The junior pokes it away, and now the Eagles with a 3-point lead in the rock.
Yep, and a chance, one of the few times they got a chance here to extend it to 2 possessions.
See what Coach David Sheldon has drawn up for him. Here comes a double team, so Holt gives it up. Back to Weichman now. Back out, the sophomore dips it on the block for John DeGray. Double teamed up and under in the left. Eagle Nation loving the view here from the student section, as Joe just mentioned, the first 2-score lead for them all night.
And John DeGray really has stepped up here. 6 points here down the stretch. That was a outstanding post move. I mean, that's the one thing with Crawford. It's kind of an old school game, we say. You don't see too many post players that are going to post up and make a post move. Crawford really has 2 guys that can do that. But John stepping up, he has, I have him for 12 points tonight. I don't know if that's correct or not, but he's been outstanding here in the second half.
And Colonel Crawford defensively, you see the quarter score 6-1 right now, Joe. So this is a team that all season long, very good on the offensive end, but equally as dominant at the other side.
They've been outstanding defensively all year. So, and this is a really, seems like I just keep repeating myself over and over again about possessions. This is a very key possession right here for Western Reserve.
Well, the magnitude of tournament hoops, as you know, Joe, in the fourth quarter, and certainly when that clock gets under 4 minutes, every possession feels like it's the biggest of the night.
Well, in both of these teams, the coaches do a really good job with their players of just understanding the importance of possessions, especially as you get to tournament basketball. And it's just about playing every possession. You just got to go to the next possession. If you make a mistake, you got to go to the next possession. You've got to score, which Crawford just have. Now this possession is here. The mentality is, hey, we got to get a stop. Mentality of Western Reserve is we got to get a score.
They'll start that journey here with Paus up top. Left-hand pass out here to Freilich.
Great job there by Whiteman of going over top the flare screen.
Now here's Hip. Lets it fly. Biggest shot of the night for him. I think Chase Hip. Is that his first points?
No, that's his 7th of the night. First 3 of the night, though. I don't think the scoreboard's exactly correct.
That's right. Yeah, he was getting up and down the floor. Had a couple of runners earlier. But the first jumper, I believe, that Hip's been able to knock down tonight.
Yep.
There he is, Hip. Taking it to the cup earlier. Then the lob over the top. And now the latest, the triple, cuts it down to 2.
And so now, we talked about Western answering. Can Crawford answer here with a score? And play the next possession. Chris Sheldon say, let's just get a stop. We get a stop, and then it'd be interesting to see what they do if they get a stop. And Crawford just talking about, hey, we just got to make sure we get a really good look here. Both teams with 3 personal fouls, so each team has a foul to give here. Before they go to the free throw line, unless it's a two-point game. So Western showing full court pressure here, a little bit of football action here.
And that's what lies ahead for the Eagles. If they're to advance, the winner of the second of our doubleheader here tonight.
They bring Lucas Foy into the basketball game to handle the basketball a little bit. 14 foul on Western Reserve.
Eagles currently have 3, so they've got 1 more to give. Tobias going to head over. Well, actually, they'll keep him in, and they'll spell out Tyler Wood here for Cooper Rowe.
Yep.
Holt breaks to the basketball.
Holt just crafty of getting open. Yep, he's going to go to the free throw line.
Bonus action the rest of the way for Colonel Crawford.
I mean, really, you just see the intelligence that he plays the game with. He just a crafty move, number one, to get open, then saw a gap that he could attack the basket. So 83% free throw shooter goes to the line.
Calmly knocks down the first, the second, the bigger of the two. Try to make it a two-score game. Hit with those 4 fouls back off the bench. Got to have his offense in the lineup here for Coach Sheldon.
So Logan Goddard checks back in for Lucas Foy. Goddard's going to be matched up on Chase Hip, pretty much face guarding him here in their man-to-man defense.
Two-man game. Keith blocks, but a ton of contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Hayden Keith doing a really good job of just getting into the body of Payne DeGray. And that's Payne's 4th foul. So Lucas Foy looks like he's going to check back in probably for Logan Goddard here. Keith to the line for the first time tonight. 59% free throw shooter.
It's his 40th attempt on the season. Looking to make his 24th if he can convert. Does so it's back to a 1-score game. It's Holt getting ridden up the floor and flaring that head. Chris Sheldon in danger of getting a technical. So Chase Hip wisely dragging him aside. But I think I'm with Chris on this one. It looked like Braden's just throwing some elbows and flipping his head.
He's a smart player, and you kind of flare those arms. It looks like you're getting a lot more contact than you really are. But he goes to the free throw line, misses his first one tonight.
So back with the offense in off of the defensive substitution.
Yep.
Another big free throw here from Braden Holt, back out to 4.
Oh. Hip gets by Goddard, and Goddard.
What a recovery.
What a play.
The senior coming from behind, sticks his hand in the cookie jar and comes away with some goodies. Now with time melting away, the Rough Riders getting a bit desperate for a steal. Tracked down by DeGray, and now a full timeout taken by David Sheldon. Nearly came out of his skin to call it.
Well, against Mohawk, Logan Goddard, we talk about him making threes. I mean, he shot 108 threes this year. Tonight he made a 2, which was only his 6th of the year. But I think the thing that goes unnoticed, and you can see Coach Sheldon subbing in, is his defense. That play he made there was a huge play because he kind of gambled on Chase Hip, but then just didn't stop. He sprints, gets the deflection behind, and gets a steal. Eagles got the basketball, 4-point lead with possession of the ball. Just got to take care of it here. It's probably going to be talking about it's got to be a layup or we're going to the free throw line. If you're Coach Chris Sheldon, you're looking to get a trap, and then you're talking about, hey, who do we got to foul here? And the guy you want to foul probably is John DeGray.
DeGray struggled all season from the free throw line. So if they can get a chance with it in his hands, well, probably be the opportunity.
You're going to probably foul John or you're going to foul Payne, although we talked about Payne's improvement. He's 0-3 tonight. But the other guy that Crawford's put in is Lucas Foy. I mean, you look at his stats, he's 7-14 from the free throw line. But I think after the Mohawk game, Coach David Sheldon said that was just kind of an anomaly because he had a game where he missed a bunch. But he's in there to make free throws in this basketball game. So baseline out of bounds, kind of in the side corner here. And again, Braden Holt able to get open.
Able to lose the first defender. They throw a second at him. It's Pounce.
Yep.
Back up top here in the hands of Weithman, and here's Braden Holt.
Yep. Braden Holt does a great job of just coming, getting almost turned it over. Almost turned it over.
Great deflection. Cooper Rowe did not have the acceleration quite to get there as Holt bends it back outside.
Yep. They're just gonna play keep away right now. They're gonna play keep away. They're gonna foul Lucas Foy. And as we said, 7 of 14, but in his career, he's hit some big free throws. And just a few weeks ago, big free throws against Mohawk at Mohawk to clinch the league title for the Eagles.
Huge spot right here, nothing but net.
And as I've said before, you give Lucas Foy a lot of credit. At the end of last year, he was probably going to be the starting point guard. Braden Holt comes in, but he's understood his role. Great to see a senior being able to make free throws like this down the stretch.
Not the second, but the back tap to Payne to Gray. Massive for the Eagles. And now you gotta foul Braden Holt, one of the best free throw shooters in the area.
That was a play by John DeGray. John DeGray got the tip, and Payne DeGray. So John, as we said, he's also stepped up. As we said many times in these basketball games, it's the role players with big plays. That's a huge play by John DeGray. Braden Holt with both of them.
And we'll get a timeout taken by the Eagles. Largest lead of the night here for Colonel Crawford, and comes at a huge time, of course, for them with the seconds winding down. Huge fourth quarter.
Braden Holt 8 of 9 tonight from the line. He's shown why he's a special player in this basketball game.
Show you a few of his highlights from tonight. He can just beat you in such a variety of ways. Such a strong driver of the basketball, and the three-point marksman as well from outside. Hit a couple of those here tonight. 44% from beyond the arc, so this is a kid, I don't really know how you defend him properly.
And he doesn't take bad, really, he's probably taken one bad shot tonight, the one where he kind of forced it. But other than that, he's just been extremely efficient. I mean, 42 seconds, you know, it's gonna take a couple big shots here by Western Reserve. And as we said, Logan Goddard into the game, matched up on Chase Hip. And again, Payne DeGray matched up here on Hayden Keith. They're gonna switch it. And
tipped out of the hands. So Caleb Paust lost the basketball, and now the Eagles, they can sense it.
Well, and the 8th turnover of this half by Western Reserve after only having 2 in the first. 8th turnover.
Coach David Sheldon going to take another timeout here. Chris Sheldon's really got a big message here for the referees. Pointed at all 3 of them, and I don't know what he said after that, but then he just said all game.
Yeah.
So it really just felt, getting both the Grays back onto the floor, it's been tough for Western Reserve here to try to deal with both of them big bodies down low. They're a bit undersized.
Well, and the other part is for Crawford, if when they go out, their offense has to change a little bit because they don't have another true post player they put into the basketball game.
Valiant effort here tonight, though, by the Rough Riders of Western Reserve. They led for the entire first half, and then the Eagles started to get it together in the third, and here they are taking command when it matters most.
Turned it over.
Yeah, it'll be Western Reserve basketball.
Only the second turnover of the night, of the second half for the Eagles. So 16 seconds. Just right now, you just don't want to foul. If you're Colonel Crawford, well, yeah, if you're Colonel Crawford, you don't want to foul because they'll be in the bonus. So just try to keep the ball in front of you. Make them shoot a tough shot.
Hips surrounded. Down low, finds Keith.
Don't foul.
Now Coach Chris Sheldon going to take a TO. Eagles fans already putting it in the books. And in just 4 seconds, they likely will be victorious here. And I don't know that I've seen too many miracles. I've seen a half-court hook shot to win a game at this round, Joe, but I'm not sure that you can make up this many points in this little time.
It's kind of sad. Anytime there's a Sheldon involved, that seems to come up. And Brian, I don't know. I may not be back for the second game after a comment like that.
Oh, memories, Joe.
I think I've gotten over it after like 20-some years, but it's still pretty difficult. So
seems to come up a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
But what an entertaining game. Obviously,
Yeah.
Western Reserve, they were up for the fight here tonight.
Yeah.
And just a couple of extra bounces here or there, and a couple turnovers here by the Rough Riders are going to cost them down the stretch as Colonel Crawford moving back into the district championship game yet again, as David Sheldon has this team to 22 consecutive wins. We'll take a commercial timeout. We'll be back. Post-game coverage will return live and free, including an interview with our most outstanding player of the game. Drop us a couple of comment bombs. Let us know who you think should be the MVP. We'll have a conversation coming up on the other side, stats analysis, and more on the way. Keep it here. The OH Report will be right back.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're watching high school tournament basketball 100% live and free. Thanks to all of our generous sponsors. Please support those who support your local athletes.
At Graham Ford of Mansfield, all 2024 models must go. Nearly 60 vehicles available with financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off popular models like F-150, Bronco Sport, Ranger, Super Duty, and more. View our selection at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or shop online at grahamford.com. You just enjoyed one heck of a game here, 100% live and free, thanks to all of our amazing sponsors, including Graham Ford, where all 2024 Ford models must go. They've got financing as low as 0.0% or up to $10,000 off on select models. Head down there, talk to my guy, Jerry Brown. He will hook you up with a great deal. Spherion Mid-Ohio, they are proud to support our local athletes. They know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. Old 30 Barbecue, stop in today for low and slow smoked meat, including ribs, brisket, and pulled pork and pear with their amazing homemade sides. Your MVP sponsor tonight is the place to go after every local game. Of course, it's Baker's Pizza, where you can watch your favorite team in action. Come join them anytime and enjoy their pizza of the month right now. It is mac and cheese pizza. Burkhart Farm Center, where it is farmers serving farmers. Avita Home Health and Hospice, helping families with their quality of life throughout their entire lives. And First Federal Community Bank. Banking locally just got a little bit easier. All right, we've got athletic director from Colonel Crawford, Jake Bruner, on the case. He is looking to track down our MVP. We are going to talk to the sophomore, John DeGray, who had an outstanding second half here tonight, helping lead the Eagles into the district championship. So keep it right here, folks. Our post-game coverage will return at the O Arena in just a couple more minutes.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're watching high school tournament basketball 100% live and free thanks to all of our generous sponsors. Please support those who support your local athletes.
At Graham Ford of Mansfield, all 2024 models must go. Nearly 60 vehicles available with financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off popular models like F-150, Bronco Sport, Ranger, Super Duty, and more. View our selection at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or shop online at grahamford.com.
on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex.
I'm here with our MVP presented by Baker's Pizza, John DeGray, the sophomore, filling in with a brother in some foul trouble there in the first half, and I thought really played well. But down the stretch, man, you were big time. So let's start there in your second half and just some of those post moves that you had and just being able to exploit the defense. How nice was it to be able to get to the rack and then be able to contribute with those 12 points?
It was pretty nice. You know, they were doubling Brain Holt the entire time, so that gave me some opportunities to get to the rack and attack. And I kicked out some guys who hit some big threes, who also helped me get open for the attack at the rim.
You guys come in here, 21 consecutive wins. You're a big favorite, the #1 seed. Western Reserve leads for about 3/4 of the game here tonight. So to be able to overcome them when it mattered most, what did that mean to you and the guys to know that, hey, we've got some of that championship DNA and we can get it done when we got to?
You know, it's exciting. We just look at the score. We're down most of the time, but that doesn't discourage us. We stick together. It shows great character as a team, and we just continue to fight until the end, and we pull out the win.
I thought one of the big factors in the game tonight was they only had 2 turnovers in the first half, and I think you guys turned them over like 8 times in the second half. So just competitively on the defensive side, what do you think you guys were able to do a little bit better over the last couple quarters?
Yeah, so once we hit halftime, we went to the locker room, and we knew we could have played better defensively against them. So we decided to pick up the pressure and just push the ball down the court when we got the turnovers and turn defense into offense.
Been a pretty crazy run that you guys have been on here. Not very many teams as a program will ever win 22 in a row. So just the genetic DNA of this team and Coach Sheldon, what do you think about this particular group and having the Eagles on your chest has been able to lead to this, getting back to a district championship?
You know, it's great because it's a brotherhood, like Coach Sheldon says. You know, we work as a team, we go out as a team, and we just go out, have fun, we play hard, and we win.
You absolutely did again tonight. 22 consecutive wins, man. So a big congratulations. I've got a t-shirt for you courtesy of Baker's Pizza along with a gift card. I'm not sure how much money is on here, but I'm sure you can at least take mom and dad or somebody out for a slice of pie. But before we turn you loose and you go have your post-game snacks, go ahead, look in the camera, give as many shout outs as you want.
I want to shout out my mom, my dad, my brother, my aunts and uncles. And I want to shout out Baker's Pizza because they offered us food for team meal today.
The mac and cheese pizza right now is the special. Go get you some of that. All right, John DeGray, your MVP presented by Baker's.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're watching high school tournament basketball 100% live and free thanks to all of our generous sponsors. Please support those who support your local athletes.
At
Graham Ford of Mansfield, all 2024 models must go. Nearly 60 vehicles available with financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off popular models like F-150, Bronco Sport, Ranger, Super Duty, and more. View our selection at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or shop online at grahamford.com. We welcome you back inside the Joe Arena for your post-game show presented by Burkhart Farm Center, where it's farmers serving farmers. And in that matchup, it was Sheldon's versus Sheldon's, and it was Big Bro getting the upper hand tonight, 51-46. But unbelievable game, Joe, as we take a look here at the stats for the night. Talked a little bit to John DeGray about the fact that I really thought that defensively in that second half they were fantastic, forcing the 8 turnovers and then getting it done on the glass as well with both of the DeGray brothers in there. Just really tough to go against those Twin Towers.
Well, you know, I think you mentioned the first thing, turnovers. In the first half, Crawford has 5, which is really not typical of them. They end up with 7, which is right on their average. First half, Western Reserve has 2. They have 8 in the second half. And, you know, they just, when you lose those possessions, it makes a difference. Free throw shooting came into play a little bit too. Western 6 of 12, but Crawford was only 10 of 19. But fortunately, down the stretch, they put their best guy at the free throw line.
Yes, that helps.
And Braden Holt, I think, who goes, I believe, 8 of 9 from the line tonight. You know, when you get into these tournament situations, usually if you make a run in a tournament, you're going to have a game where you maybe don't play your best, but you just kind of find a way to win, and that seems to be a little bit about how Crawford was tonight. They didn't play their best, especially in the first half, but they just showed a lot of grit and determination in the second half to be able to pull this basketball game out.
So given that, Joe, you get the best shot here from the Rough Riders. A lot of value can probably come from this, I think, here tonight for Colonel Crawford. Some might look at it and say, oh, man, you know, they were almost on upset alert tonight. Maybe they're vulnerable for an upset in the next round. However, maybe it kind of builds a little bit of that championship DNA.
Well, you know, as we said in the first half, you know, they seemed tentative to shoot, you know, like Foy, Whiteman, Goddard seemed tentative to shoot the basketball. But I thought you saw right out of the gate in the second half, Parker Whiteman comes out and hits 2 big threes that just kind of get him going. And,
it did.
And I'm sure, you know, the thing is you can't avoid. I mean, we talk about the coaches, but that kind of pressure. I mean, teams feel that from their coach. I mean, you can try to fake it a lot, but you really don't fake it. So I think Crawford was maybe a little bit more tight tonight than Western Reserve was, just because of the standpoint. They've won 21 games in a row. You're the favorite. You're supposed to win this game, you know, big. But they understand, because I said these guys know each other so well. They play against each other all in the summer when they go to the camp. They scrimmage each other. I think it's the last scrimmage of the summer that they always have, and then they scrimmage again in the fall. So there's a lot of familiarity with these guys, and it's usually going to be just a grind-out game, which it was tonight.
Pretty solid game plan and execution as well from Chris Sheldon and his staff to just try to take the ball out of Braden Holt's hands, and he was still awesome, of course, the leading scorer in the game for either side here tonight. But they did what they needed to do to give themselves a chance at the end, but it was the Eagles who are moving back on into the district championship. That'll do it, though, here for round 1 of 2 scheduled games tonight inside of the O Arena. We've got Crestview coming up next against the defending district champions in Seneca East. That's coming up here in just about 25 minutes with our pregame coverage for you folks. Want to thank all of our generous sponsors combining and bringing you the action completely live and free here tonight, and our amazing staff as well. Aaliyah Skowronski running sideline camera, Jory Hollenbeck, the top cam operator, Adam Thompson, your director producer. For Joe Balogh, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for now. See you guys again real soon.